So, it's the start of episode 3 or 4, whichever one is painting. I got everything scuffed. I took a bit too much paint off here, but it's all scuffed up, ready to go. I cleaned up and along those edges for grease and scuffed them up. Same with the front. Now I just have to get the paint ready, and both sides are now ready to go. So we'll come back to that. So I just stood here and shook this paint can for a couple minutes. We're gonna open it. Hopefully not drop it off my hood, because that would make a mess.
Stay here on the ground. It's overrated. The cityscape escapes you with a sound. It's delineated. I waited at the station for an hour.
So I don't remember the last thing I filmed, but last night I finished coating this. I will say painting upside down is very annoying, but I think it came out quite well. For my first time ever doing anything like this. But I definitely didn't have the right roller, and I couldn't reach everything properly. So I'm probably going to come down through here in a couple of spots, just really small ones, and just touch things up. But overall, that came out really good. I'm not going to touch those things up right now, because I don't want to make the thing stink all day. For now, I'm going to go through, and I got some LEDs in. I'm going to put new LEDs in this. I don't know if they'll work, because I think this itself glows green, but we'll see if that does work. Also, if you're curious, there is still the AC is still there if you're trying to light through it. So that is quite weird, even though this is the non-AC one. So I'm going to throw those LEDs in and try putting this in the car and see if it works.
I won't make it. You take off on an uptap by each hour, and you overtake it every moment. I see you on the rise. You're drawn across the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't tell you why. Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Maybe can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you.
That's not too bad. That's one over there. Another purple. I think there definitely is a green tint behind this, but so it's not going to be as bright, but I would say that's pretty good. Still think it's weird that the AC one is still technically in this, but this one just doesn't have the button. That's really weird. So I'm gonna put everything in. I'm gonna go back to that. So I got the interior mostly in, have the glove box in. Only thing I'm missing is that panel down there, and I have a 1.8 dash out in the shed. So I'm gonna pull this little clip off that, so this is complete. So that's also why I have 1.8 door cards in my 1.6. But right now, I don't need to do that. Right now, we're going underneath, because before I did the touch-ups, I was thinking I should probably do the reverse light switch. I put the new one on. I should probably take that off, and then we're just gonna. Apparently, these have to yank these out, and I'm kind of worried they might. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna do this right quick, and hopefully the reverse lights will finally work on this car. So the reverse light switch is in. suppose the only thing I really have to test now is if it actually works. So let's plug the battery in for a sec. Cool, apparently my headlights are pushed in. Let's see. Put it in reverse. Is ignition even on? Hey! For the first time ever in ownership of this car, my reverse light switches have worked. I have reverse lights now. I'd call that a win. That's pretty good. So I think now I'm going to go into the car, look for all the spots in the undercoating that I did yesterday that aren't as perfect, and then touch them up. So I'm just going to cut back to me that being done. So a bit of a jump ahead. Everything is touched up underneath, and if we go to the front, I put really large globs around this area because rocks and everything's going to be kicking up, so I expect that'll get a lot more damage than a lot of the stuff under this car. I put it on pretty thick everywhere, but I made sure this area was really thick. And then I started putting the interior back in. I still haven't extracted that bolt over there, which I need to do after I put this seat in, because that's really like the last thing I need to do after this seat's in. And then tomorrow I'm gonna go get connectors or something I can solder to this, so when I take seats out it's easier, because they put speakers in the headrest but then just ran the cables expecting to take the seats out. So taking them out is just having to on-run the wires, or I just snip them to make it easier. So that's pretty good. So I got the driver's seat fully in, the underpiece in, the whole interior is pretty much in except the passenger seat because this bolt is still stuck. I got an extraction kit from my neighbor and we're going to try and use it. So we're going to see how that goes. Let's see on the tripod and we'll see how it goes.
I hear you tell me there's an issue you've seen before, and I can't tell you why, no, I can't tell you why you have to stay here on the ground. It's overrated, the cityscape parades you with the sound. It's delineated, no one here has even learned your name, but they all claim that they saw you land and learn to do the same, but they won't make.
So I managed to find this bolt in the pile and it matches, other than it doesn't have a washer, but I checked it on the seat and it will still make contact. So I guess that is it's gonna be better than running only 3 bolts. So I mean, I'm just gonna call it a win. So I'm gonna go put the seat in. We'll come back to that. So it's been a bit since I last filmed, but I'm pretty sure the last thing I showed was me putting in that passenger bolt. So everything's in. The interior is completely done, other than doing the wiring for the seat speakers. But I got this kit with just some connectors in them, so I'm going to use these and do the speakers up now, and then the full interior should be done, and then this whole project will be done too. So we got all these connectors in. There's stuff down there. Just the thing I don't understand about how the previous owner wired this is this just hops from this seat to that seat and doesn't even connect to anything. And those ones don't work, I don't think, obviously, because they don't connect to anything. So I'm going to run these back through, take that dash out again right quick, and see if I can look up online to see where these are supposed to connect, and see if I can get those speakers working. So I can have all 4 of them. So, if you guys want to see wiring hell, this is how the previous owner wired up the radio. And you can see these are the two wires that go to the seats, to the right one and the left one. And you can see those are, I guess, hooked up correctly because purple is right and it goes to the right. And yeah, you can see rear R and that goes to the rear right. So all that seat's missing is rear left because I want like a right and a left. You guys can't really see that, but a right and a left speaker. And then I think that'll be good. I don't know, I'm still thinking, but so now, and the way they have these connected up, I don't understand why they didn't just run the wires straight through. They just crimped the one side. So I guess I could just shove one of the wires in and crimp the other side and then just fully connect the other two sets of speakers up properly. So I guess whoever did work on this, or the previous owner, just crimped these two together and just called it a day and just left those speakers non-operational, which I don't completely understand. So I'm just going to try and crimp these wires together and be good. So theoretically, those should be hooked up so each side has a left and right in the headrest. Worst case scenario, I just have to flip-flop the wires in the seats, but suppose now the test is, the problem is this one only has one speaker. This one has, the driver's seat has two right now. I put on getting all four replaced, but see when that happens. So I guess right now we can plug this back in. And then plug in the battery. Pretty sure that is just for the radio, like the antenna. I'll just leave it like that. So damn, it's not cut. Just leave it out. Just in case something happens. None of the wires should be a problem, but we'll see. But okay, just pop the trunk and we'll figure this out. Okay, I plugged in the battery. Oh, come on, wipers are on. Cancel demo. Search for okay, a good way to test this is to go to my settings, function. Is volume offset? No. That is sick. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick up this, but you can hear it. Both sides are working. They're not on the right sides. The speakers in the seats have to be flipped, but that kind of proves that that did have to be rewired. So, that's good. Let's turn everything back off, put the interior back together. But I moved on to the next thing, and I went ahead and cleaned this coolant hose. So it's a lot better than it was. It's not perfect, but the inside is not as gunked up as it was. If I get this flashlight on it, you can see that that's quite a bit better. It's not perfect, but you see how thick the gunk was in there before. And on the car, that hose is, you can see it down there. So we're gonna take the cold air intake stuff off, and then we're gonna pull that out. So I'm gonna do that.
Every moment I see you on the rise, you're drawn across the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't tell you why. Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. I hear you
you can see I got everything cleared out. There's the hose that I'm replacing, that metal one from there to where it connects on the lower radiator hose. So I'm going to disconnect the lower radiator hose just to drain the coolant, and it should be good. So before I took that hose off, I decided, since this one got all the paint taken off, I'd repaint the edges. I taped down the tip so it didn't get any paint on it, just in case it flakes off in the coolant. I wouldn't really want that. And those parts will be covered anyway, so. But yeah, I got this mostly covered. I see I missed a little spot there, I'll spray that. But I'm going to take the coolant hose off now, and this thing should be dry by morning, and I should be able to do everything tomorrow. So I'm going to take that coolant hose off now, and that'll be good. This is going to be a mess, I'm just going to move out of the way. Oh, they're onto the top, yeah, actually. Holy hell, this is a disaster. Well, you can really tell I never cleaned those out with a garbage hat. Well, you can see it, this dried pretty well from last night. And from the inside, where's my light? From the inside, everything is off. So that's like where the thing used to sit was just right there. And yeah. So now this hose just has to go in. Just place it down in there like that. And it'll be good. So I'm going to try doing that right quick. We'll be done. So, everything is back in. If you look down there, you can see the new pipe. Got some new coolant. And now it's going to pour it in. And I can't really take that car outside, but I can at least put it back on the ground, back it closer to the door, and let it run for a bit and see if anything leaks. So I'm just going to do that. So I checked the oil. It said it was full, even after all that leaking, so I must have had it over full, or the dipstick's lying to me. It's been sitting for a while, so we're going to gauge that on how much lifter take I got when this thing starts. Might as well leave the hood open. First, I'll let this thing, I'm just going to start it, go back a little bit so it's closer to outside. But let's see if this thing will even start. I double checked everything, and everything should be hooked up in the engine bay. It doesn't even roll on my e-brake. Let's go, that's a bonus. I'm really nervous, this thing hasn't started in a really long time. Okay. Oh, I'm so scared. My clutch is still really loud, but that's normal. Let's back this thing up a little bit. Getting closer to the door. We just have to keep an eye on the coolant. See if I can see how to turn that on. Keep an eye on that coolant gauge. That's what we're gonna do. My oil pressure is always super high though, every single time until it warms up. Everything seems okay. My hearing is also very dark right now, so maybe it's not bulbs out. was saving leaking too much oil, but still said it was full now. Maybe I do? I don't know. I don't really hear any electric there. I don't dare touch these wires because some of them have cracks in them and it'll shock you and leave them in place. So I'm just let this thing go, nothing up, I'll turn it back on. I'm gonna be honest, my ears are all freaked up so I can barely hear anything. But I don't know if that's normal ticking or not. It might just because it doesn't have enough oil in it, so it's just flipper tick, but all seems to be. Yeah, that's what it sounded like that one time I was low on oil. So it's probably just low on oil. What should be. But we'll set it heat up. And it's gonna turn it off anyway. I'm just checking for a coolant leak anyway. So as soon as the thermostat open, we can see if there's coolant coming out. So you can see the temperatures coming up. I have the heat absolutely cranked in there. Everything seems okay. No real leaks. So that means that hose went on fine. I'm hearing some type of noise in there. I'm not 100% sure even what it is. But for the time being, when my ears are literally broken, I can barely hear anything. I'm probably not going to diagnose anything. Just hear a bit of that cold air intake and we're done. It's like something vibrating. Yeah, it's still happening. Yeah, you can see it's keying up the temp. You can even see the oil's even a lot lower. Happens when I brought it from in the car. Oh. Doesn't seem to want to stall anymore. At least not right now. Which is good. I think I'm just going to pull this thing back in and I'm done. It's been a bit since I filmed the last. Forgot to film an outro for the last video. I know this video may have been like all over the place. We did multiple things like finishing the underside. We did the coolant and more interior stuff. I don't think there'll be very many videos for, like there won't be as more consistent videos for a while because I'm in school. But as soon as summer comes or I have another thing that I need to do on this car, there'll be more videos. There's going to be another video after this, which is maintenance. And then I don't know how many videos going to be very much after that consistently. So we're going to hopefully get another video out soon. And I hope you guys like this one. Thank you.